Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another movie chat with myself, Joe Mayo, along with Tim Allen and Tom Hunyadi. How's that?
Hi.
That was a fast intro. That was a very fast intro.
And that's it. See ya.
And we've only got one guy here. He's the only person here. So that's it.
You got to reward that, Joe.
Yeah.
I do.
You stop
Yeah.
showing that, you lose him.
What did I do? What did I say? He's the only person here, so that's it.
Yeah, you got to give him the reward for being the only person here.
Yeah, that's it. Now we got Beetle Eddie here at least. There we go. Got a couple people.
Yeah, cheers.
Hello there, sir. Oh man. I put the link up already. An early link. So hello, Mike. It's not funny anymore. I don't think it's funny anymore. I think that Godzilla is played out. I don't know about anybody else, but he never gets tired of it, though. All right. Mr. Farley, what's up? What's up, Douglas?
Hello.
Okay. I think I already said hello to Will Jasper. But what the heck? I put it up again anyway. There you go.
There you go.
You saw The Bride today. A little weird.
Yeah.
What did you think? I wouldn't be caught dead seeing it. That's me.
It was a little weird. Sure.
Yeah. And I saw The Bride with Sting, and that was enough. I liked half of that movie. Half of it was good, and the other two stories are going on, parallel stories.
Right.
And the one with Sting and Jennifer Beals, and Jennifer Beals is so freaking hot to me, or good looking, whatever you want to say.
Oh, mamma mia.
Yeah. Film lovers, that's me. I love film, just for the sake of it. Just it doesn't matter what the movie is. No, that's not true. There were some movies from Memorial Day, and I was like, this army stuff, I don't care about this. Although I saw a lot of, what was the Andy Griffith one I saw? No Time for Sergeants, which actually looked humorous enough that I may watch that movie one day.
Yeah.
Oh. And the man who left. Yeah.
I still need to see that.
Which one? No Time for Sergeants or this?
No, The Man Who Laughed.
The Man Who Laughed. Will you be laughing? That's right. Yeah, exactly. Sure. The Great Cheney. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I'm at a loss for words today. A little, I don't know, under the weather, kind of literally, because it's shit weather. And let's see. Well, let's see what Tim picked up. What'd you pick up, Tim? I'll be putting you on first and early. Are you shocked?
I picked up 6, but I'm only going to show you 5 because I watched the other one, and I'll talk about that when I.
All right.
Talk about what I saw, but saw this for $2, still sealed. Well, okay, I'm trying to watch more new films. Ford versus Ferrari. Haven't seen it. Heard it.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot, Tim.
So $2, why not?
Yeah.
I'm not a format guy. I prefer Blu-ray, but who cares? 6 Army films, because I was thinking about Joe. But again, $2 for 6 films. I couldn't pass that up. And they're all even on separate discs. Well, some of them are 2-sided discs because it's old, but they're all have their own disc anyway. So that's good. I remember when this came out. I know nothing about it except it looked dumb at the time, but for $2 on Blu-ray, I couldn't not buy Ricky and the Flash with Meryl Streep.
Well, with Meryl Streep in there, I should see that. I heard that was a terrible movie, though, if I remember.
Yeah, I've heard it wasn't good either. And Rick Springfield too. There's Rick Springfield.
What? Jesse's girl?
Yep. Yep. So I don't know. I don't know.
You're not gonna have to see that.
Another rock and roll film, I guess, bluesy rock and roll film called Dark Streets. No idea, but I like independent films. I saw a couple of good ones this week. And this has an interesting soundtrack with new songs by a lot of people that I like. So the soundtrack looks good anyway. So I don't know. I have no idea what this is. And it's got I always forget the guy's name. Gabriel Mann in it, who was in The Usual Suspects. That's really all I know him from. But and last but least, another favorite of Joe's. This one's still sealed. 4 cowboy films, all starring Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah. Way to go, Tim.
And I think I haven't seen most of these, if I've seen any of them. So there you go. Jimmy Stewart is a cowboy. And that's what I picked up this week.
Oh, okay, Tim. We got the 4D man is here. There you go. 4D.
What? 4D.
Whoa. What's that? Blue in the face is the poster?
Blue in the face with one Mr. Harvey Keitel.
There you go.
Well, he knows his stuff. Wow, it's amazing. Oh, hello, Michael. Have I seen Battlefield? No. Anybody else see Battlefield?
Long time ago.
I may have.
You may have. It's your kind of thing.
I've seen so many movies that I forget half of what I've seen.
What does this say? This says I watched Deer Hunter for first time recently. Is that Tom's guy, Pacino?
No.
Yeah, it's Tom's guy, Pacino.
No. Pacino doesn't have the skill of a De Niro to act.
He's better than De Niro.
Act in that film. But yes, Deer Hunter is very worthy of its status and was very worthy to win Best Picture that year as well.
Well, I need another view of that. The last time I watched it, which is a long time ago on DVD, I was like, hey, man, I don't know. Other than the Russian roulette scene, I don't remember enjoying it much. I mean, I was enjoying Russian roulette. That was good.
It's an emotional roller coaster of a film, to say the least.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm not reading so many comments today. Just don't feel like it. Deliverance of buddy hunting film. Well, Deliverance just blows that away, so I don't know about that. I haven't seen it in a long time. So anyway, all right, I got that 4 movie marathon DVD. A lot of good Jimmy Stewart movies there.
Yeah,
somebody loves a 4D fan as usual. 5D man, what are you doing?
The first time I was on Rachel's Ghost about 3 years ago, Maz came up after me and he changed his avatar to 5D man, like one-upmanship in poker, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha. Fighting 69th. Don't know it.
Again, I don't remember it. I've seen it.
I mean, Tim's. I'm stifling you again. You were going to say, ouch. I should say over. Then let you talk. All right. I didn't pick anything up. I watched a couple of movies. I'll talk about them briefly. And these are movies I was telling Tim before that we're going to disagree on these mightily because these are 2 very well regarded movies, and 2 that I just don't think they're all that. And I've seen both of them before, but I wanted to give them another shot because they were cheap DVDs, so I did it. It's in that batch that I picked up. If you want to see stuff I picked up, you probably already have, maybe. Check out my videos because I don't want to show you 40 titles or something like that. The first one, these both film noir, okay? The first one is Detour, Edgar G. Ulmer, which, I did a review of this and I said, I watched this once before. It was exactly 20 years ago because I looked at my notes and it's from February of 2006. So it's 20 years since I've seen it. I probably don't want to see it anymore. I tried it a couple of times. I said it all in there, kind of. I think that I don't know what the fuss is about this guy, Edgar Ulmer. I mean, everything I've ever seen of his is pretty lousy or weak, with the exception of the Black Cat. Not just because it's horror. I'll tell you some other horror that I didn't love of his in a minute. The Black Cat, Universal with Karloff and Lugosi. That's a stylish looking movie, but I probably credit the set decorator more than the director. But anyway, he did stuff like The Amazing Transparent Man, which is like a terrible movie, and cheapo movie. And he did The Daughter of Dr. Jekyll, which is a pretty poor horror movie from 1957. I actually like the movie only because, that's what I grew up with. I grew up with it. So that's one of those movies, Daughter of Dr. Jekyll, and even though it's considered bad, I can enjoy it. Some movies I do that, horror movies. And what else did I say? Bluebeard, I gave that one view. Didn't love that either with John Carradine. I'll have to give it another. And I just feel like he's got lucky with the Black Cat. Well, as for this one, I just think Tom Neal, right, is okay in this. I think that's his, right, Tom Neal. And of course, as Tim and I were talking about, Anne Savage, the most nasty,
aptly named woman,
and is aptly named. But to me, artificially so, really over the top so, but it's all right. I don't mind that so much. I don't know. To me, it's just that nothing much was happening. I don't know. They're hitchhiking. They meet each other. They go to a hotel. They get into fights. They're arguing. You this, you that, blah, 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 blah. I'll expose you if you don't do what I tell you to do, and all of this. And that's the movie, pretty much. And I just don't think anything happens in this movie that's of any interest to me.
It doesn't. She's one of the most vicious characters ever put on film, I think. She's just, oh my God, imagine meeting her. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think
sure
she's amazing.
Better femme fatales through history that can act. I know that. Linda Fiorentino, what was that movie where she
Barbara Stanwyck.
Who's that one? I can't think of it. Linda Fiorentino, newer movie. I say newer movie, probably meaning 90s or something. I forget the name of that movie. But anyway, there's a lot of bad girls. All right, and then today, just before the show, I wanted to have another movie. So I watched another one that I didn't love either, but I'll tell you this one. I may watch again. I'll hold on to it. I didn't love it this time either, but I find it's better for me than Detour. I'm building it up. It's got more action. It's got more, and I don't just need action because I hate when people say it's not no action. This movie, I like the Andromeda Strain. I love the Andromeda Strain. People go, there's no action in it. So I love movies that are just like talky, whatever. But DOA, okay. Edmund O'Brien, who I think is really fun in this. I think he's good in this. And introducing Beverly Garland in her first movie as Beverly, I think Campbell. She's billed as in this. What I like is that I like how he gets really he's very worried because he gets poisoned and he's got 48 hours to live, or maybe a week, but a day, 1 or 2 days maybe. So he's really panicking naturally. He wants to find out who killed him, who poisoned him, and I'm the last person in the world to analyze movies to death and say, well, how come this and how come that? All I know is if I had 2 days to live, the last thing I'd be doing is running around looking for what's it going to do, to find out. I'd want to know. I'd be curious, damn curious, but I don't know what I would do. I hope I never have to find out if they tell me you got 2 days to a week. But I think I'd get my funeral arrangements in order. Maybe in this case, the secretary that he kind of has a thing with, maybe kind of to talk to her, get things going. I know that doesn't make for a very exciting movie, to get your will together, do something. I don't know. So, but yeah, all right, I'll go. I went along, it was full of, suspense and, the mounting tick of the clock and all that. That's, I like that all about that. I think it's well shot. I think it's, well made compared to Detour, which was really, really not well made to me, but this was. And then the biggest problem I had with it, and I'm going to confess this, is that I can't stand when I watch a movie and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I can't follow this. It's a little complicated. And the thing is, I don't want to admit that because other people who love it will say, what are you talking about? There's nothing complicated. But what I did to make sure, I did a Google search and I simply said, you know, you talk to Google and you say, some people think that the 1940, I think 1949 or 1950 DOA is hard to follow. Sure enough, tons of things came up. People saying that it's convoluted, you know, it too much, too complicated for the story thrown at you all together. By the time it was over, I kind of got a better idea. I don't mind a movie being what I consider complicated or losing me, as long as I can figure it out by the end. And I know where we are now, and this is all good. But I had to read about it. I had to read like about the movie after to really understand who was who and what was what, and all of this. So I'm not alone in that. Just all I want to say. You know, I'd be alone here on the screen. I don't know, but other people, it's a common thing. Just like I guess The Big Sleep is considered sometimes like a mess, but people love it anyway. So, but I can understand the enjoyment, the like of this movie, you know, generally because of the pacing and the intensity of it. So, what do you think?
I like that movie a lot, and I would do exactly what he did. If somebody poisoned me, I would go after them and I would kill them, because what are they going to do to me? I'm going to be dead in 48 hours anyway. What are they going to do to me? I would get my revenge. I would be like, okay, I'm dying, you're dying too, buddy, and off I go.
That's exactly my policy with trolls.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It worked for me. So, Tom, have you ever seen that movie, DOA?
No, nor the remake. Nor the remake, I think, with Dennis. Was it Dennis?
Yeah,
Quaid?
there's more than one remake I found out. I might have saw the remake in the movies first, actually. I don't remember it. I think I might have seen it. I think I definitely did see it, but I don't remember it because I saw it when it came out in the movie theater. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to like it more and everything, but yeah. But that one I may hold on to, I think. The other, you know. So that's me finished. Picture quality was awful when I saw DOA. And I'm also hearing that from what I'm reading that, is it true, Tim, you're a big film noir guy, right? That film noir, a lot of them can be like that, convoluted like that and twisty and stuff.
It depends. It wasn't a genre until after it was over. You know, they were just movies that made, so they're all different. You know, it wasn't a genre until it was over and the French named it, and then it became a genre. But it wasn't before that.
Well, the movies we know, that's just semantics. The movie, what we know now is film noir, and you've seen a lot of them. If that's one of the traits of them, you know. I'm gonna still try them all, but you know, a lot of them, not all.
But what I'm saying is a lot of other films and other genres are complicated too, overly complicated. You know, it's not just a film noir thing.
Well, sometimes that's not either, you know, they're either, I'm sure there are others, but anyway, we're not blaming, singling only that out. But one, anyway, whatever. One of the qualities of the film noir genre, supposedly. Hello, Penny Lane.
No, I disagree with that.
Henry or Beetle Eddie, you don't know what you're talking about. you really don't. You really don't.
Nero playing De Niro.
No. Far from it. Far from it.
Yeah.
He got robbed for Best Supporting Actor nomination in that movie. Yes. I'll drink to that.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, he's fantastic in Jackie Brown. Worst is probably Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, could be.
I've not seen any of the other Toy Stories. Nope. I'm not going to see Toy Story 5.
I've probably seen it. I've seen all 4. Yes, I did. And we talked about that weeks ago. Joe's seen it too, and you know, we've talked about the film on this channel a couple weeks ago.
Okay, it's a question for 4D Man. Have you seen London After Midnight AI version?
No, I haven't, Douglas. Am I missing out?
Not if it's AI or not.
No, I'm just outside of the house and getting. It's a beautiful day finally after a shitty May, and we finally got, sunny day. Did some barbecuing. I got a fire going. Had a few beers, and like I told the guys, life is good right now.
Where's the sunglasses? The shades? You don't
Yeah,
have them on today.
I should have grabbed those too.
This movie Obsession, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very low budget film that's had its opening weekend, and then it made a ton more money the second weekend, so it's breaking records as a low budget film. And yeah.
Okay, Eddie Muller, the noir expert, considers 1950 to be the greatest individual year for films.
Whoa.
Yeah, probably. As far as noir goes, yeah.
Well, he's probably doing what a lot of the writers did with film noir, is that book publishers found out that it was a good selling ticket writing books on film noir. So after a lot of books on film noir had started, they started expanding the definition so that it could include more films and have more books about film noir. So you ended up with things like Sunset Boulevard being called, which was made in 1950. So they were then calling that in film noir, so they could have another book which included things like Sunset Boulevard and classified as film noir because it sold.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't consider Sunset Boulevard film noir, but it does have many of the tropes of film noir. A narrator, the main character is dead at the opening of the film, and then narrates. That's all. Those are all film noir tropes. So it has a lot of film noir tropes.
Well, if you're going to make a definition work meaningful, there have to be parameters to it. There can be variables within it, but there have to be parameters. Otherwise, you end up with horror movies, a lot of which are filmed in the dark, and a lot of death happens in horror movies. A lot of them can be classified as film noir if you expand the definition too much.
Yeah. Cat people.
It labeled crime films at the time they were released.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another distinction to make is the gangster movie subgenre, which preceded film noir all through the 30s. So it's a fine line.
It's a fine line. Listen, I wanted to bring this up since we're talking about film noir. One of my viewers, Sharon Evans, who says unfortunately she can't get here to watch live when we're on, wanted, I guess not me, but you guys, anybody who, Tim especially, I suppose, who's into film noir, she wants to know the best film noirs to start with if she's trying to get interested in trying out some film noir.
Well, I mean,
I'll tell you one, tough. Double Indemnity, and I'm not even
well, Double Indemnity is an obvious place to start. Double Indemnity and Out of the Past are obvious places to start. And if you like your film noir on a bit on the wilder side, Gun Crazy is a fantastic film. Other than that, look on YouTube. Just find top 10 lists. They're not going to lead you wrong. I mean, they're gonna be good movies. There's good channels out there too. There's a channel, she's not very active anymore, called CineMayo's, but I recommend her. She hasn't made videos in a while, but her old ones are still up, and she got me to know about a lot of films that I didn't know about.
But it's interesting because I wouldn't call Gun Crazy film noir, so the definition really is up for grabs. And there's some books that insist that film noirs have a femme fatale, and by making that a hardline facet of a definition, you rule out an awful lot of good film noir that doesn't have a femme fatale. So that it's never really been defined tightly because of commercial motives for expanding the definition.
See, I would argue that she is a femme fatale in Gun Crazy. She's the one that...
Yes, she is. Yes, Tim, she is a femme fatale. But what I'm saying is the film isn't film noir, in my opinion.
Touch it.
I think
Touch of Evil.
but
Touch of Evil, I think, would be a good one as well.
Yeah, they used
Yeah,
to say
Touch
that
of
it started in 1941 with Maltese Falcon. This is what they used to say.
Right.
And then they backpedaled and went to 1940, and then they were looking
Yeah.
around 1939. And they used to say that the first period of film noir ended with 1958 with Touch of Evil, and then you had neo noir starting with Body Heat in 1981. That's
81,
yeah, that's what they used to say. I don't know what they're saying these days, but that's what they used to say.
Would you say it has to be black and white or not necessarily?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it should be, yeah. But there are one or two that aren't, but I think it should be for the most part.
I mean,
Dark
really,
Passage, another one.
To be effective, I think it needs to be. But I mean, there are recent, so with the 80s on that I think are pretty good, and those are color.
Well, there's a few from back in the day that are in color.
And one of the variables that commentators should be more careful about in the books is that night scenes that the films are set in. Maltese Falcon, bright sunshine in the outside scenes.
Mm.
So definitions.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Definitions are hard to do. Whatever you're defining in anything, I find is really difficult. It's like trial and error, trying to expand it because you realize you had such a tight definition. You are excluding things that obviously should be included. So you have to figure out, okay, what they've got. So then you have to open it out. Then you open it out too much, and you include. You'd probably end up with defining the searchers as film noir if you weren't careful. You've got to bring it in to make it tight, to make it meaningful.
How about one when you see it?
yeah, let's agree on that.
Yeah.
So what's this Whisper Man all about?
It's a Netflix film, so I don't think it's going to get a theatrical release, unfortunately.
Alrighty. It's closure day, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Spielberg's back in his alien mode or mood. Oh yeah, Jägermeister. Yeah, motor oil. Yeah.
What's this? He who gets slapped? You can't go a Henry thing without mentioning. Don't forget to mention 12 Angry Men too at some point during this. One more Oscar. Yeah, that's what he needs. One more Oscar.
He should have had 3 already.
Yeah.
Cheers, Tom.
Yes.
Cheers to Tom.
Cheers to you, my friend. Good to see you.
Would Tim make a good private investigator?
No.
I don't know.
No. That'd be funny. Tim wakes up in the middle of the night to a knock on the door, and it's a woman with the long coat on, and she's in distress. And she's, "Let me in, Tim. Let me in." And then she tells the story, and then she's like, and then Tim's like, "Well, I can help." And then 85 minutes of shadows and intrigue.
Val Lewton's horror films. Are they filmed?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Tyro, is that a Clint Eastwood movie?
Yeah. Neo noir, maybe neo noir. I've not seen it for a long time.
Yeah. Not film or maybe
License to Kill.
So you're crossing over into the spy genre there to reel that one in. That's where it becomes quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay, here we go. Scorsese is reportedly filming 2 films this year. He's currently filming What Happens at Night, and he's going to film a gangster film set in New Orleans this December. He's the GOAT. Greatest of all time, for real.
No, listen, I would love to say that, but when when you really think about it, Spielberg is the GOAT. I think Spielberg is the greatest filmmaker of all time. Yeah.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who would I pick now? I think of it because I don't think I mean I like Jaws and everything, and I've seen some other things by him, of course, Spielberg. But I don't know if I'd pick him. That's interesting. I have to think about it. I never knew you felt that way there, Tom.
Oh, well, I mean, just look at his track record. I mean, and then the fact that he's switched into different genres of film, right? He can do sci-fi, he can do musicals, he can do drama, he can do comedies.
I figured you for a Scorsese guy or Kubrick.
I am both. But you have to look at it. You know, you got to put your favorites aside and really look at it. And you just got to look at the filmography and look at what he's been able to do for the last 50 plus years.
I would think Ed Wood is the greatest director.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Let me change that. Sorry.
Robert Wise had a good track record for dancing across different genres.
William Wyler, there you go.
Yeah, William Wyler, he's up there.
Yeah, he's on my list.
Yeah.
Robert Wise is the guy I said.
Yeah.
Robert Wise, he does different things as well.
He did The Haunting. He did West Side. Did he do
West Side Story? Yeah, West Side Story.
He did The Sound of Music. He did
Star Trek. He did the original Star Trek film.
Yep, Day the Earth Stood Still. So
he's up there. He's got to be. And a film that everybody forgets, that The Body Snatcher from 1945 with Karloff in it, which is a great movie.
Did Robert Wise do that one as well?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I didn't know.
I would put Billy Wilder in.
Yeah, Billy Wilder was marvelous. Yeah,
Billy Wilder could do anything as well and do it well.
Yeah, well,
he was a great writer too.
William Wyler, Billy Wilder. A lot of directors could do all sorts of genres, but I think Spielberg did them best.
What do you think? I'm not qualified to. I've seen them. Well, I've seen Have and Have Not. Casablanca, not all the way through. I think I did watch Casablanca once. Anyway.
No, they have crossover elements. I mean, one of the crossover elements is that is it Dooley Wilson that Casablanca had? You know, the guy at the piano. You must remember this.
Yeah,
that's right. And To Have and Have Not had Hoagie Carmichael doing. This is a very unfortunate, that one for Hong Kong Blues. So there's the piano guy in the club in both of them, and there's a few other crossovers, but it's not a remake though.
I watched the film. I'll talk about it when we talk about what I watched with Bogart that has so many Casablanca elements in it. I was like, really?
Oh, really?
Really, Bogart? Really?
Not going to hate you for that opinion. I mean, for that opinion, for that question. But it's a good question. Will they start making movies that are completely AI, or do they do that already? Don't want to give anyone ideas.
Yeah.
Count me out when they do.
Well, yeah. Anytime the actor, the SAG or the WAG and stuff like that go up to renew their contracts, that's the last couple times they've been up for renegotiating their contract. AI is a big one, and they've always got stipulations in the contracts that you can only use AI in certain circumstances.
In 10 years' time, in live streams like this, will they all be AI generated guests?
No, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of. Well, first of all, answer this. I know it's not an old film, but would L.A. Confidential be considered film noir? Also,
neo noir.
Neo noir. I've been watching. Go ahead.
Good score by Jerry Goldsmith. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, this is unrelated, but I was seeing us here like this reminds me. I'd like to play the Hollywood Squares here one day. I'd like to do that because I've been watching. My girlfriend and I, every night, we watch it on YouTube. Endless episodes of the Hollywood Squares. And, of course, you have Paul Lynde. Paul Lynde, always known for his answers. I saw one. I'm going to try to remember it. I don't know if anybody thinks it's funny. Two of them. First of all, talking about, it said, Paul, in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, what color hair did Snow White have? Was she a brunette, a blonde, or a redhead? He says, only Walt Disney knows for sure. Which I thought was funny. Then there was another one where it said, true or false, Paul, there are some good things about wildfires. And he says, thinks a minute, and he goes, "Have you ever tried roasted venison?" Oh man. Are you talking about the Laura movie with Vincent Price in it? If so, I haven't. I never seen it, but I got it.
Yeah, no, that's a very good film, Laura. It's a very good one.
It's also a great Billy Joel song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another one where nearly every scene is blazing sunlight. There's only one night scene I can think of in it, but the overall impression is of sunshine all the way through that film.
Yeah, Chinatown, a great post noir.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
There you go, Ridley Scott.
Yeah, and he's another one that is able to do multiple genres of film in his catalog as well.
Yeah, there you go. New Ridley Scott film. You'll see it no matter what, good or bad. I've seen a lot of recently too on TV the other day. I've seen a lot of scenes from High Anxiety, and it's a movie that I want to see all the way through because I think I'm going to like it. I mean, I still think the scene with Harvey Korman in there trying to make the patient act crazy, acting like he's seeing a werewolf, or shooting paper clips at the back of his neck to give him neck pains is freaking hilarious. And I've seen other scenes too.
Mel Brooks doing the Sinatra impression. High Anxiety. I love that.
Yeah, he's supposed to have.
It's so beautiful, Joe, that in one of the verses, just because it's something like Sinatra would do, he abbreviates anxiety. So he says, "Hey, Ziety, you win."
Oh, Blue Eyes himself. And Mel Brooks is still with us.
Yeah.
And I thought he was doing Spaceballs 2 or something.
He's not directing it. I think he's more of a producer on it.
Oh, Spaceballs. They should call it the sequel.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to direct it, but nobody is going to insure a 100-year-old man directing a film. They're just not going to do it.
Kubrick's number 1. So Scorsese's number 2. So where do you rate Henry James Whale?
Don't forget, Henry, that it was Stanley Kubrick that asked Steven Spielberg to direct his movie AI. Okay, so there you go.
I was hoping somebody would mention Hitchcock as one of the greatest. Somebody mentioned Woody Allen. There it is. Woody Allen, great director.
He is too. He is too. Yeah, but definitely. When you go see a Woody Allen movie, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, most of the time, he's done a few that are not what you expect, which is a great thing.
But not very often.
So Spielberg's films have gotten slightly worse, where Scorsese has maintained.
I disagree. I just watched The Fabelmans. His favorite movie, The Fabelmans, from like 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever it came out, it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I disagree too.
Sort of a film topic. The other day I watched DVD of the mini documentaries on all the Beatles albums. I thought those were nice, the way they used audio clips with photos.
Oh yeah, from 2009 when they all got reissued.
So I would guess Tim's the greatest of all time director, Hitchcock or Orson Welles.
No, like I said, maybe Billy Wilder. Somebody like that, William Wellman, somebody older, but that could do a lot. John Ford, even. John Ford is another fantastic director.
There you go. Yeah. Denis Villeneuve, he's really done some great things the last 15 years as well.
Nobody says Terrence Fisher, huh? For right. Roman Polanski.
Yeah, he's another great one.
Based on one movie that I like, but I've never seen Chinatown yet.
No, you got to see Knife in the Water. Knife in the Water is fantastic.
Yeah, he's done some great ones, Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. There's an opinion about that. The Odyssey, getting a lot of hate.
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Well, I have said what the greatest movie of all time is that I've seen. Of what I've seen. Should I mention it again? William Wyler's Ben-Hur.
There you go.
All right. What's the best line of dialogue in it, Joe? Is there one good line of dialogue that stands out in that film?
There's one for Tom and some other people. I might mangle it a little bit.
Get your filthy hands off me, you damn dirty Roman. Is that line in there?
I was going to say it. I was about to say it. No, it's there are many paths to God. I trust yours won't be too difficult.
Okay.
So words like that. But there's a lot of other great lines in there too. I mean,
it's a great film.
About look for them in the valley of the lepers if you can recognize them.
Well delivered.
You gotta be has to go. It's horrible. It's sad, but it's just...
Well, that's why I couldn't agree with whoever it was. Not taking pot shots, but I just disagree with whoever it was in chat who said that time that in Ben-Hur the acting was overdone. I'm thinking, if you find out your mum's a fucking leper, how can you emotionally overdo it?
People drive me nuts when they say somebody, overacting. Sometimes there is like over emoting and overacting. But I remember I went to see, I took one of my nephews to see one of Ben-Hur on the big screen one time. He'd never seen it before, and he didn't like it, of course. And all he was doing was saying, like, I mean, why was it with the acting back then, like all this kind of thing? They just sit there like a ton of bricks and do nothing today. It's...
Well, I mean, we were talking about definitions and how to tighten them up, but not so tight that you miss stuff. So Ben-Hur is an epic, so we can leave it at that. But there are elements of melodrama in it, because the emotions are very heightened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Did you watch Bogart in Sirocco, Tim?
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm trying to see every Bogart film, but there's so many that I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, there's a lot more than I thought there were.
There's a lot.
There you go. Read for yourselves. That's try not to read so much. No offense, just some things to read. Producers and money men and women. No, money men. That's what they call it. This is money men, like mankind. But anyway, producers and money men and women would like AI because that way they don't have to pay big movie stars.
Well, not only that, but they would like to be able to use somebody's face over and over and over and over again. Okay, like especially like backing extras. Same people. Running through the screen if there's like like an earthquake or whatever. You can use the same people running, and you don't have to hire new extras to do this. You can just use the same people over and over and over again.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier for them, but not as much wonder for me.
Right.
But I don't know. Original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is brilliant because it's so terrifying, but most of the film is in sunny, broad daylight. I don't know about that.
But that's a great point, though. I mean, you're terrified. I think so. I mean, you're terrified watching this film, but most of it is during the day.
I don't know about there's some night stuff too, up in the woods with being chased at night with the chainsaw with the guy, killing the guy.
That was during the day. Well, no, that was during the day. That was during daybreak, I think.
It was nighttime. I've seen it.
I don't know. I'll have to go back then.
Yeah, how dare you? I know the movie like the back of my head.
You do not, because you were just questioning yourself. about it.
There's a night scene in the woods when they're out in the night, and he comes out.
One night scene, but there's a lot of day
scariest scene in the movie.
There's
Probably
there's a
chasing
lot
after
of day
her.
stuff in there too.
All right, well, let's see it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's day stuff too, but you got the whatever, Henry.
Yeah. Dark City and The Crow I think are excellent movies, especially Dark City. Dark City is that could be considered noir as well.
And I've seen both of these before, but I'll be damned if I remember either way. I have them and I've seen them. Laird Krieger, The Hangover Square and The Lodger.
Let me know when you guys want to hear a bit more about Blue in the Face before I get too drunk.
Do it now then before you get too drunk.
Okay. It was made in 1995. But the year before, this film came out.
Smoke. Yes.
Harvey Keitel. It's a beautiful film, directed by Wayne Wang. And there are two plots running simultaneously. One is Harvey Keitel, and he runs a tobacconist on a crossroads in Brooklyn, which was actually a real location. And this film is such a cult film that you still get tourists going to Brooklyn. One of them was me in 2013, looking for that crossroads to go into the retailers, which when I went, if I got the right crossroads, was a sandwich shop, no longer a tobacconist. But you get people taking a photograph of the front because this film's got a lot of gravitas with a lot of people. The other subplot that goes on is William Hurt, and he's a writer with a bit of a writer's block, and he gets involved in a real life story, and the two stories finally interconnect. And it's really, the film is about, apart from the romance of cigarettes, which is why I asked Danny about these Schimmelpinnichs. Is it I bought these in New York City in 2013, and I was asking Danny, is it safe it's an ironic question given the government health warnings, is it safe to smoke these, Danny? Because I've had them since 2013, and I bought them because William Hurt smokes that brand, these same tin cases in smoke. So Harvey Keitel is the tobacconist. There's a lovely soundtrack with Tom Waits. It's got a lot going for it, and it's about how important storytelling is to us. Like, even if you're educating your son, you're kind of storytelling. You find a narrative to educate your son in a way that's interesting. If you're a historian, you latch onto stories. If you're a journalist, you latch onto stories. So they loved making this film. The people behind the camera and the actors loved making this film so much that when it was wrapped, they wanted to carry on. William Hurt couldn't do it because he had other commitments, but there was a lag before other commitments for Harvey Keitel. So they carried on filming. After this film was wrapped and went into post-production, they carried on filming. And what they filmed was Blue in the Face. So Harvey Keitel was still here. And it's still the location of the Brooklyn tobacconist. And the word was out in Hollywood that this was such a cult film that different people were coming in wanting to do a cameo. So Madonna flew in to do a one-day cameo as a kissogram girl outside on the Brooklyn crossroads outside the tobacconist. So she did a cameo. Michael J. Fox did a 2 or a 3 day cameo. So lots of people were coming in, and the center point was this tobacconist. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unfortunately make you all seasick by taking this camera off here so I can give you a closer look. Just bear with me. Bear with me.
Oh,
I know. It's a little bit of a.
I think I'm going to Ralph.
Can you see that guy? Can you? I know it's a bit out of focus.
Jim Jarmusch?
Yeah, you got it. Well done. Yeah. So Jim Jarmusch is talking to. Let me see if I can get her in. Roseanne Barr. She's not got her face to you. So they're having a conversation there, and you can see he's holding a cigarette, can't you?
sure.
Well, Jim Jarmusch came in for one day, and his scene was that he was telling Harvey Keitel, "This is my last cigarette. After this cigarette smoked, I'm going to give up smoking." So this scene here isn't with Roseanne. This photograph is a publicity photo. In the film, Jim Jarmusch is talking to Harvey Keitel, and it was a very loose film, so there was hardly any script. So all Jim Jarmusch had as a brief from Paul Auster, the screenwriter, was, this is your last cigarette, and you're sharing it with Harvey Keitel, the tobacconist you bought your cigarettes from for years. So wing it. So he did. And Jim Jarmusch had such funny things to say that when you see Harvey Keitel break up, he's corpsing. He's not laughing as part of the script. He's laughing because Jim Jarmusch is making him laugh. That's how freewheeling it is. Roseanne Barr is talking to somebody else now. If I go
that's John Laurie, that's John Laurie, yeah. Right? Playing sex.
Yeah, you're doing well, Tom. Yeah, that's John Laurie, who's in many
Fishing with John.
Yeah, Fishing with John. And he's been in many Jim Jarmusch films. So
yes,
he was in Down by Law, Stranger in Paradise.
Down by Law, yeah.
So he's making a cameo in it. And if I go further over, the big deal is, can you recognize this guy?
Lou Reed.
Yeah, you got it. So Lou Reed is one of the tobacconists, and he does all his cameos like Joe, straight to camera, breaking the fourth wall, and he's very deadpan with his monologues. So Lou Reed is quite interesting, and he's right next to, there you go, Harvey Keitel there. So what a cool poster is that, where you've got these two next to each other behind the tobacconist, and there's all kinds of other people in there. It's a real ensemble piece from 1995. So there's only one other thing I want to say. Just bear with me while I put this back on. So the other thing is, I don't have enough examples, and it's enough to suggest it for a video for Joe. But you guys might have other examples. But you know, when I was talking last week about Rio Bravo, and the end of Rio Bravo, John Wayne and Angie Dickinson are embracing, and he's objecting to her being a saloon girl, and she's trying to get him to say, "I love you." And of course, John Wayne doesn't want to say that.
Right.
So she says, "Why don't you want me to wear these tights out in the saloon?" And John Wayne says, "Because I don't want anybody else to see you in them." And so that's good enough for her. And I believe that was the ending of the film as scripted, because you know, when I read the novelette, which was written by the screenwriter who wrote the film, right? It doesn't end that way. It doesn't end with that. And I think Howard Hawks looked at that scene and thought, this is a Western, and it's been over 2 hours, and most of the Western is about the male bonding between four characters. Angie Dickinson's important, but the point is that there are four guys holed up in the sheriff's office.
She's like the fifth wheel in that movie.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, exactly. So I think what Howard Hawks did was he filmed a coda, and I think he filmed a coda for the same reason that Wayne Wang filmed Blue in the Face. It looks to me like the entire cast had such a lot of fun filming Rio Bravo that I think that Howard Hawks wanted one last bit of coda for the guys. So what you get is John Wayne throwing the pair of tights out the window, and they just happen to fall right in front of Walter Brennan as he and Deputy Dean Martin are on patrol. So that's when he puts the pair of tights around his neck like a neckerchief, and he says, "Shay, you ever think I'll be sheriff?" And Dean Martin says, "Not unless you mind your own business." And then they walk down the street, and it's a beautiful little coda. And I believe, based on the proof that it's not in the novelette, I believe that wasn't scripted either. But the guys had such a lot of fun. They just wanted to squeeze in one little scene as a sort of tribute coda to the whole film. Very sweet. Right, so for all I know, there might be other films where they're having so much fun, the director and the cast and everything, that they either embellish and have scenes that weren't in the script, or else it spins off, not a sequel, but some other film where they all get together and do the same thing again, maybe.
Oh, it's got to take a while to think of which ones.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because I couldn't think of any more, Joe, than Blue in the Face.
Yeah, there you go. Well, anyway, Brian De Palma films are excellent. I like his style, even though he borrows from Hitchcock, but I like his style a lot. You know,
I mean, you could have an entire show, Joe, where it's just who is the best director ever in cinema. That could be a barn burner.
And present your case.
Yeah, depends on the movie.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Tarantino. I think he's one of them.
Yeah.
But he takes stuff from everybody else. Yeah.
Well, I think later on, as the history of cinema, goes on, directors do, take from, it's the same thing with musicians. They take from past musicians.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But you want, for category of a great director, you want a director who thinks outside the box as well, though.
Yeah.
Which I guess must be harder to do the longer filmmaking goes on, because it's all been done, and some new guy has got to somehow think outside the box. Difficult. Yep.
Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to wait a while. We got to say over. Over, like when you're in the helicopter, airplane, over. So anyway, I like that Mark puts a laugh back here, thinking I'm going to say that he sucks. Well, here's the thing. What about Rob Zombie as director? I really loved. I haven't seen it in a long time. The Devil's Rejects. I thought it was. We talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a modern day Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's very good. Everything else I've seen from him, I didn't think anything of, and I've seen about at least 4 other movies of his, probably.
Well, he got robbed for the Oscar when it comes to the monsters.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be skipping the Napoleon miniseries. I'll be skipping that.
Yeah, I mean, Kubrick wanted to make that a film for many years.
And hello, John. I have not read the Book of Ben-Hur, and I have not watched the silent one either. Which is supposed to be pretty good. What makes Kubrick so special is his hidden meanings, allegories, political messaging, etc., etc.
I like that. I like that kind of comment though, where somebody's really trying to think hard about, okay, what makes this director different from all these other directors? That really sets your mind going.
Has anyone ever seen a movie on the big screen filmed in Todd AO? I mean, I can't offhand think of which ones.
Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
As soon as you said that, I guess I'm used to seeing it in the corner there at the beginning, saying Todd.
Yeah.
So I saw Conquest in the theater. It's my first Apes movie that I saw in the theater. 10 years old. And it is not like a TV movie. That's another thing I love when people say, oh, I watched some of these 70s movies like a made-for-TV movie. Well, some of them, I guess you could say that about. But the thing is, it was just as big. It was big on the big screen. I mean, it was like big in the sensational sense, not in this. I don't mean size. But it is what it is.
Well, as they continue to say in the documentary show that the budget kept shrinking.
Yeah. I fight people. I can't wait to make my video. I really want to do a live stream though with other people. I'm debating it with them because man, it's so freaking annoying.
Well, I mean, if it's them saying it, Joe, then it must be true.
What? Wait a minute. What are we talking about, Tom?
I don't know.
Are you drinking too much?
Yes.
Are you drinking too much?
Yes.
I'm not disputing that the budgets did in fact get less. I am disputing that quality went down because the budgets were less. And I'm tired of people reciting that from the Behind the Planet of the Apes documentary because they learned a new thing and they keep talking about it, all the time. And then you get a movie like Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. That how many millions, 150 million or $200 million was in that, and it sucks.
And
quality, money does not make quality films always. It's to me, story and characterizations.
Joe's got 2 drunks on his hands tonight. So
I'll drink to that.
I'm dealing with tooth problems, toothache. I don't want to be here, so I'm trying my best to do it. Don't want to do this tonight, but I'm trying my best. So
well, we're We're going to talk you out of your toothache, Joe. That's what we're
No,
going to do.
if I drink enough, that was the drink, baby. There you go.
Midsummer is it's very it's a very frightening film.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Henry. I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre through and through, and I agree with you. There's many great outdoor scenes that are staged in the daylight and are horrifying too. Yeah, of course.
I can tell Joe something delightful that I found out this afternoon in the middle of a heat wave. I was reading outside my favorite magazine, and I found out something new about the 1958 Dracula, which is just wonderful. So I could tell you that, Joe.
What did you find out?
Okay, there's a scene where Peter Cushing recovers Jonathan Harker's diary, and he leaves through the pages. If you freeze frame it, you find out that it's actually Terence Fisher's diary, and you and it's a little bit out of focus, but you can read this. Melissa Stribling, which is the actress who played the woman who became a vampire in that film, Mina Harker. Melissa Stribling is going to be at the station on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She will obviously want overtime. That's actually written, and it's on there. And you
really,
if you freeze it, I can tell you. If you want to take a pen,
another movie ruined.
If you want to take a pen, I can tell you that on my Blu-ray, it's chapter 5, and the timestamp.
I'll do this tonight. No, I'm kidding. I don't know when I'll do it. I'll write it down.
The timestamp is 27 minutes and 12 seconds. So therefore, it's not the moment where Jonathan Harker starts writing in his diary in Castle Dracula. It's after he's dead and Peter Cushing recovers the diary.
I'm one of the people that will criticize that movie. Sorry.
So this is by far, by a mile, even beyond Cinefantastique, the greatest horror film magazine that's ever been produced. It's marvelous. Every issue is like a book because the research is so intensive. I'm finding out so much stuff. So that's where I got this information from today.
Interesting. I'll go along with that, what you said about that. Okay.
But I agree with Joe that you can still find flaws. Even when you love a film, you can find flaws in it. I don't mind that.
Yeah, there are flaws in some of the best films.
Yeah. If you want, there's we could look at a flaw in Dracula where Jonathan Harker's going to stake two people. One of them is a vampire woman, Valerie Gaunt, and the other one is Dracula. And you would have thought, wouldn't you start with Dracula, the main guy?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, all right. So he stakes the other one, and we see a close up of Christopher Lee opening his eyes because the sun's gone down.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we know, he's up on the top of the stairs and he's shut the mausoleum door. So now he's coming down the stairs, and you think, why would that happen? Why would you go up the stairs to shut the door? Why would he do that? It turns out that you find out in here that Jimmy Sangster didn't write that in the script. What Jimmy Sangster wrote was a really intriguing moment where everything goes dark. The entire screen goes dark, and then there's footfalls, and then a gasp, and then what Jimmy Sangster writes is, you want to hold the longest silence after that you possibly can, and then there's a scream, and that's the end of that scene. So that's the most experimental that Jimmy Sangster was ever going to get. Like, he's tempting the director. How long can you hold that silence in the dark? And instead of that, what Terence Fisher does is plonks Christopher Lee up on the stairs. So the reason that scene doesn't work is because he's giving him a sort of Bette Davis entrance at the foot of the stairs. At the top of the stairs, coming down when there's no reason, there's no fucking reason for him to be there. So that's a bad choice.
He says, "Buckle your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy night."
Yeah, he might as well have said that. Yeah, he might.
And then he said, "What a dump!
What a dump!"
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah, but why would you kill Dracula first, though? I feel like he's always the last one you try to kill, right?
Well,
in any cinematic movie.
Yeah, well,
you kill Dracula first.
Well, dramatically, that's true, Tom. But we're talking about if you were Jonathan Harker, and you've got two people to stake, and you know that the biggest enemy out of the two, wouldn't you go for him first? Logically,
yes, but in movies, no. But movies, no.
Not only that, but I never thought of this, but it because they changed the vampire lore in different movies. But
yeah,
it is also, if you stake Dracula first, she might break out of her spell and not be a vampire. That's what happens. Well, she's not. No, in the original, the Lugosi Dracula, she's not already gone that far that she's turned into a vampire. Mina in the original one. I was going to say, sometimes you stake Dracula and they come out of it.
Yeah,
it's too late. It's too late for her though, Valerie Gone. It's too late for her.
That as well. You've got to conclude that Jonathan Harker was a bit of a dummy in 1958.
Well, yeah, and also I don't like the idea of having him go there. Well, it was a different radical change. He goes there specifically to destroy Dracula. He's got a mission, like he's going to go there and kill. He's supposed to. Well, I like the way when he's naive and he doesn't know that he's a vampire and all that the old way. But it's something different they did. But I want to say that this comment here, there's certain things that I'm really done with. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I always said, in my opinion, that's a movie. I've seen a lot of those sequels, and I hate Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
True.
A lot of people like that movie. It is stupid. It is comical. It takes all the characters that were so creepy in the first one and makes them like that, get too much dialogue and makes them into real well-defined, I don't know, like characters where they were just kind of weirdos in the first one. You didn't get really into them too much. Texas Chainsaw 2 repeats a lot of moments from the first one, like the hammer thing. They repeat that. Anyway, I don't like any of them. Leatherface 3, the Next Generation. However, I've never seen, I think it was 2003, a remake that a lot of fans say is really good. That the remake is worth seeing. Not one of the sequels, but a remake in 2003. And I've never seen it. And I love when they do this. It takes place, I think, in the 70s. It's like retro. Just watch the original if you're going to do it in the 70s. I mean, anyway. So I don't care about a new Texas Chainsaw personally. But that's me. Yeah, that girl was a real trooper. I forget her name. That one the one that survives. She goes through a lot of shit, man. And the first time I ever saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as I say many times, was on a VHS tape. I rented it. Never seen it before. It was on a small TV, and it was grainy and dark. And it was the most I ever enjoyed it because I didn't know what to expect. And it looked like some family had recorded this on a videotape of them torturing victims. And it was like their sick, twisted home movies. And the more they clean it up, the less powerful it seems to be to me because of that. But it really is an effective, disturbing film. If that's your thing, Tim.
Tim, what was that movie you mentioned? You said Humphrey Bogart movie that borrowed from every other Humphrey Bogart movie. What film was that?
When I talk about what I watched, I'll talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got way in the back of my head. I
watched it this week.
But the movie Cold Turkey, that's a movie when the whole town stopped smoking cigarettes together, isn't it? I think I saw that on TV a while ago. Well, wait a minute. Is there a new movie about Cold Turkey? There was a movie called Cold Turkey about what I just said. It's about smoke. The whole town quit smoking.
God, there must be a lot of arguments in that town after that, then.
How are you coping with the warm weather, 4D?
I tell you, Spring Hill Jim, it's been grueling. Brits aren't used to heat waves, and that's what we've got at the moment. So I've been sat outside reading, and then falling asleep, and then reading some more, and falling asleep, and feeding the squirrels, and the squirrels wake me up, and so I read some more. That's what my day has been like, but it's still really hot, even now.
Yep. The guy who played the hitchhiker in Texas Chainsaw was a Vietnam vet, and he said he'd rather do another tour in Nam than have to film the dinner scene again. Yeah. Yeah. Tom's gone, but have you seen the show Dexter, Tom? I don't know if he's there.
Tom's gone for another beer.
Watching it. Oh, man.
Is Tom gone for another beer? Because I'll have to match him with another cider if he has.
Well, Tom, you're holding up the show. My favorite Eastwood directed films are Mystic River and Unforgiven. I remember liking Unforgiven. I remember seeing Mystic River, and I had some kind of problem with it. I don't remember. I'll have to check my notes, find out what it was.
I've not seen some of the newer ones, Henry, but I think my favorite will end up being the first one he did, because usually when you're a brand new director, you even found this with Starsky and Hutch. As soon as they let David Soul and Paul Michael Glazier direct a few episodes, those episodes look really different, like experimental. And I think Clint Eastwood's Play Misty for me felt like he was really doing different things with the camera, and you could see it right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, there's a helicopter shot along the bluff on it's not coming Carmel, and then it slowly comes around the mountainside and then starts to focus in on a house that's got a balcony outside, and it's Clint Eastwood who stood on the balcony and he's calling on his girlfriend, and it comes closer and closer, and it comes so close that you start to see his hair sort of waving about, and he's sort of flinching a little bit as he walks toward the glass to see whether she's in. And right away you think, wow, I mean, that helicopter shot must have cost something to begin with. And it's like an upfront statement that this is going to be a little bit experimental. And I think Play Misty for me is a bit experimental for a mainstream film.
Here's a question for you.
Okay, let me just hold that up. That's the cider I'm drinking. It's 8.5%. Which is a lot for me because I don't drink that much, contrary to rumors.
What listening parties are you talking about? If you're talking about for the McCartney album, you got the wrong live stream, Peter. And also, I'm supposed to go to one Friday, I hope. Tom, boy, you disappeared, man.
I told you I had a big meal before I.
Oh, no, you too much information. I saved this for you. I really disagree with people say there aren't good films anymore. So far, the 2020s has produced some bangers.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to deny that, because I mean I haven't seen them, and I believe it. But see, since you're so young, though, Henry, I'd wager a lot of them are, not very original ideas. Am I wrong about like this stuff? It's kind of like this movie or kind of like that movie, but you probably haven't seen a lot of them.
I disagree with Henry, but Henry probably knows I'm a stick in the mud and set in my ways. And Stunty has sometimes teased me and somehow puts up with me because he's a big avant-garde fan, and to him nostalgia is the enemy. To Stunt Rock Confusion, nostalgia is the enemy, and I live for nostalgia.
Me too, absolutely. Rose-colored glasses, but actually, they're not so rose-colored. They were clear then, and and now.
And it was one of the shows that I was going to persuade Rachel to do long ago when Stunty was still a regular on Rachel's Ghost, and we had these things called intellectual Thursdays, where sometimes you'd get people up like Fred Putterman, who was doing a PhD, and I thought that would be a really good episode, like an argument about whether nostalgia is the enemy or the hero, and you could have Stunty up. We could have done a really good number on that. I think that was long ago, though. That was about 3 years ago.
War of the Worlds. I haven't seen it in a long time. I do have I don't know if it's a Criterion. I do have War of the Worlds. I don't know, but I've seen it and I like it. But you might be surprised. Speaking of Spielberg, when I went to the theater, I really enjoyed Spielberg's War of the Worlds very much, except for Dakota Fanning screaming too much, but it's all right. Spielberg kind of chickened out at the ending again. That's all I'll say about that. But I really liked it. I was really impressed by it when I saw it. So Yeah, I got to see Hereditary, best horror film of the past 10 years. I've heard that. My nephew's still waiting. People are waiting for Patton. They're waiting for Ace in the Hole. There's people. A lot of people have their choices. That's what they're waiting for me to see.
Ace in the Hole, yeah.
Oh God, what's the best tasting beer brand, Tom?
Right here,
Samuel Adams.
Sorry.
Their regular lager, their Oktoberfest, their winter lager. They got a fantastic black lager. They just got so many fantastic beers. Their seasonal beers are all fantastic. So
the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre is being made by 824. It's in very good hands. Well, I don't know what that is, but I'll take your word for it. But I feel the great movie has been made in 74 already. That's the movie. Stop redoing it.
824 is the production studio or film or whatever you want to call it that's making a lot of these recent horror films. I think the Dylan biopic was an 824 film, if I remember correctly.
About not starting with driving the stake into Dracula. Maybe that character wanted to work up to him. Well, he wound up becoming a vampire himself as a result of that.
Yeah. Great lines in movies, some of the greatest lines in movies. There's one in Ace in the Hole, because there's a woman whose name I can't remember who plays a really hard-boiled woman all the way through it. But Kirk Douglas plays an even more hard-boiled anti-hero as the journalist exploiting somebody who's trapped in a mountain. And what this woman says to Kirk Douglas is, I met a lot of hard-boiled eggs in my time, but you're 20 minutes. So she says that, and then later on she gets another one when Kirk Douglas is trying to persuade her to go to church because her husband is trapped in the mountain, and it'll look good in the newspapers if her husband, if the wife goes to church to pray for him. But actually, she doesn't give a damn about the husband. So what she says is, I don't go to church. Kneeling bags my nylons. Whoa! You can't get more hard boiled than that. Oh.
It's hard boiled. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Weapons also.
Weapons is a slow burn. I mean, it's very, very much a character study, character development film up until like the last half hour.
The 100-year-old guy in the first Texas Chainsaw was actually like a 25-year-old in heavy makeup. Well, Henry, today I'm sure they can do it a lot quicker with CGI. Yeah. Maybe they'll make the old guy a CGI
guy today, and you'll love him, Henry. You'll just think, oh, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, Tokyo Joe.
I see an interesting two-way split on this panel, because you've got Tim, who's got a mission to see newer films each week, sort of training himself to come away from the vintage films to concentrate on newer films, and I think that Tom is more open to new films as well. He's up for new films. Yeah. And I don't want to put Joe too much in a box, but I would say Joe is a little bit closer to me in that Joe prefers vintage movies and feels like we've lost something in the 21st century, maybe.
Oh, and
yeah. You've got me, who doesn't leave the house.
Well, no, I leave the house, but I do agree with you about the movies. But I know that there have to be good movies, because people I respect like Tom tell me that there are the good movies out there, and B, just common sense. If I haven't seen them, I can't tell. But I'm just, there's too much stuff I don't like about the general style of a lot of new movies. But
yeah.
They don't all do that. They don't all do it.
And that could be. I'll answer that comment. That could be.
Yeah, there you go. About Texas Chainsaw Small TV on tape. That Richard Roper wrote. He said that the best way to watch Blair Witch Project is alone at night on a TV. We're gonna start. We're gonna get to your movies now, guys. Just let me.
Yeah.
Clean up your.
I might break out another cider depending on what Tom is doing. Are you still drinking, Tom?
I still have a few more in the fridge, and
okay, I'll get another one. Okay.
Original films are still made all the time, contrary to popular belief, which is why I am happy when indie films like Obsession are seen and made popular. Well, I don't doubt that, but I'm guessing that it's a lot like music, right? When they say there's only so many chords or whatever, or I wonder if it's like that. Like you might see a movie and it has shades of Touch of Evil to it, or it has shades of I don't know, The Searchers or something like that. Like I don't know, maybe not.
When I took film, that was my major in college. I mean, I learned that there's only 7 plots for film. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all there is, and every film is based on one of those 7 plots. And it's
whoever said that never saw 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Hey, Danny.
Oh man, I gotta get to the end. We gotta start. I'm all for nostalgia in terms of watching classic films, listening to jazz. As long as we don't fool ourselves, I think everything was great and wonderful back then. I don't, and that's another thing that cracks me up. Though I'm not saying you're saying about me, but I know Tom sometimes does, and other people. Not everything, I could name the turds of movies, music, and life in general. Bad things back then, and some things that have improved now. And are better now than then. Sure. I could do that.
And great comment, Eric. And as I always like to say, the good old days weren't always great, and tomorrow isn't as bad as it seems.
Well, you're living in a different world than I
am. Okay, Billy.
What is this? By any chance, was the servant who tried not to let Heston go see I Didn't his mother and sister? But why I know what you're saying. I'm getting upset. In the movie, that's not Tor Johnson. No, the guy in Ben-Hur, the heavy set bald guy was not Tor Johnson. Sorry, I understand now. All right, it's effing boiling in Manchester, isn't it? Come on, let's get. How long can the appeal of superhero films continue? It hasn't for me. And I'm not going to see Super Lush. Yeah. That freaking girl.
It's called Supergirl, Joe. And,
Super Lush.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will. And as long as people keep going to see them, people will still make them.
But I've always said, if they don't give them enough new things on the menu and start, if they made like 10 out of 12 new movies, 10 out of 12 new movies are all superhero movies, that's the menu. If they give you one superhero movie and 11 other things, I don't know. I just think it goes both ways. I think you're right. If people keep wanting to see things, they keep making them. But by the same token, you can't see what they're not making.
I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Drink to everything. Enough with those lousy superhero films with cookie cutters. Yeah, I didn't like Hereditary. Every time you come on here, Darren, you're asking me to sing the Rolling Stones. And I'm not doing it anymore. I did it the last 2 times. You got to come up with something else.
I want you back again.
Oh, you guys are drinking. Okay, Tim, with all due respect.
I've not heard Joe sing the Rolling Stones before. Have you sang it?
I'm not doing it today. No, I'm not feeling well enough. Nope. Tim, with all due respect, that's nonsense. The horror genre doesn't dabble with CGI much. Yes, they most certainly do. It's the
they most certainly do. They
CGI blood, even CGI blood.
I'm getting hyper waiting for Tim to talk about Humphrey Bogart. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait anymore. Guys, that's enough for now.
These days, with PETA around everywhere, if there's an animal being hurt in a film, it's CGI, and there's animals being hurt in almost every film, and it's all CGI.
And I hate to say that too. A lot of films are using CGI blood these days.
Yeah.
And it also, in the way, I'm sorry, I know you popped up with a question, but in a way, I mean, Taxi Driver, for example, it was going to get an X rating for the encore of the film when Travis Bickle kills all those people, and you have all this blood all over the place. He had to tone down, saturate the color of the film in order to get the R rating. So I'm imagining this is something that the film studios are now using to tone down a rating as well when you're using CGI blood as well. You know, so
Tom, when that film came out, and I was 17 years old in 1976, I was so shocked when that guy had his fingers.
Oh yeah, fingers blown off. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa, Nelly.
That scared me for life.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Every barn burner I've ever been involved in can be indexed to
Thank
that.
you for this nice
thing.
comment. I appreciate it.
Right.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, have a good one.
Cheers, brother.
I've talked about this a bit. Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed has that scene in it. And he's talking about this sequence.
I'm afraid that stupidity always brings out the worst in me.
Stupidity?
Yes, stupidity.
I say that every day of my life.
Oh, before I forget, because I know Tim's going to be on farm in a minute, but this is for Joe because he's got The Haunting. So
yeah.
When Joe's seen The Haunting, this is the issue of Little Shop of Horrors to be looking for, because the research in this is magnificent.
But I'm wondering if I'm going to need a pot of coffee during it, because I mean I've seen scenes from it, and even though I like things that are up here, you know, cerebral stuff and that seems like it's a lot of talk.
That's true. There's a lot of voiceover. That's true. So you might not like that, but it is scary as well, though.
Okay, now here we go. That's true, Joe. I don't remember what was true, but homages and nods doesn't mean it's a remake. Well, I'm not sure what you mean when you say homages. Like, would you say that? What's the Psycho film that they did with Psycho? With who was in that?
Psycho, Anthony Perkins.
Yeah. No. Gus Van Sant did a remake, a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh,
yeah.
Would you say that was a homage? It's a remake.
Yeah.
But Peter Jackson made that ridiculous King Kong when Kong on ice, and he's ice skating with the victim.
No, I don't think he's talking about that. I'm thinking about more like people like Quentin Tarantino or Brian De Palma.
I don't know.
When they kind of give like a homage to like.
No, you're giving him an out here, though. You're giving him now he can use that. I don't know if that's what he meant.
Sorry.
I don't know if that's what he meant. Man, we got to start. I only got it till 7, so we got to I love all the comments. It's just that it's hard to address them all and get all the movies in. But I know.
Why have you only got till 7, Joe?
No, that's all I got today. When eat dinner, well, it's the same old thing, you know.
You never take us to dinner with you. All these times.
Yeah, sure. How do you go shopping if you don't leave the house? Well, people here can order.
Come on, 4D man.
There's no place to go shopping anymore. That's why things were better back then. You could go shopping.
Oh, yeah, for fuck's sake. Oh, because your little neck of the woods has nothing there, Tim, doesn't mean it happens for everybody else.
I have a supermarket that's a 30-second walk away from where I live. There you go.
That's what I say. If you don't go out and support original films and show Hollywood that's what you want, you have no right to complain. I'll complain all I want, as I do. If you
actually, not going to the cinema is a form of complaint. Objecting to the changes in filmmaking.
Hey, that's a good point.
There you go.
And I love when people do that. Like, if you ever hear, if you don't like, say, if you don't like a movie, somebody will say, well, how many movies have you directed? If you haven't directed a movie yourself, you got no right to complain. or they do things like that, and stuff. Yeah. Or they'll say, if somebody, politically, I don't like to go political, but if somebody doesn't vote or something, they go, you didn't vote.
Exactly.
You have no right to complain about what's going on. I could still say, look how lousy this is, and I don't like what's being done, even though I didn't vote either way. I still have a right to have an opinion.
The most ridiculous part of that argument, Joe, is one that I had when I was doing a master's degree. We had a house party. and some guy was saying, because I don't vote, what if everybody was like you? So I said, okay, if everybody was like me, there'd be no wars, there'd be no burglaries, because I've never done any burglary, there'd be no violence, because I've only had one fight ever. And I went through all the things there'd be, and he said, no, you're being ridiculous now. Well, I said, well, you set the premise. You said, what if everybody was like you? So now you're saying, no, just in the one act of not voting, like you're trying to narrow it down to that. Fuck off. So anyway, it turned into an argument, as you might guess.
Listen, I picked up a movie by Nicholas Roeg this week called Full Body Massage from 1995. I like Nick Roeg. Nick Roeg's done some fantastic films like Performance, Walkabout, Don't Look Now. Good. The Man Who Fell to Earth with David Bowie, and I can't wait to watch this one. Escaped my radar. I didn't know this one existed until recently.
Either. Yeah, you know the date? Do you know the date, Tom? What's the date on it?
95 was the year. Okay. Starring the guy who was in Give My Regards to Broad Street, right there, Brian Brown. So you got to have all his movies, right?
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what you mean.
Maybe Rogers is a hot looking chick, I think too. Well. So
I bet the editing is very inventive.
Well, all right, go ahead, Tim.
Wait a minute.
Tom's taking over the show, apparently.
Yeah, what's that? I meant when you said that even though there's original films, you can always trace them back to older films. That's what he was referring to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like when they do that to me. I can't stand when they do that. They take quotes and they blatantly give you a nudge in the ribs that look at this, we're doing this joke line. I hate that.
I'm going to talk about two films that's all about that. But anyway,
all right,
let's three of my 5 films.
Just very briefly, all those covers in January 1981 that came out the minute Lennon died, and they were all tributes. They weren't cashing in those singles that were covers of John Lennon's songs. They weren't tributes. They were cashing in. I feel a little bit cynical about all of that.
Well, like Brian Ferry doing "Jealous Guy."
Yeah. I mean, he did it well, but I'm thinking the timing is. I just could hear a cash register ring every time a new single.
Would he have done that song if Lennon didn't die?
Exactly, you got it.
Well, but I believe that a person could be, a fan who really wants to pay homage to. It could be.
Yeah, I mean, my exception to my own argument would be Elton John's "Empty Garden," which did feel heartfelt.
They just wanted the money.
He wanted a hit.
Let me tell you something. I will not see another Spider-Man. I can't. I mean, the Tobey Maguire, the first one I saw, Tobey Maguire, I was all right. And then, even though it was CG, he's jumping over the roof. Yahoo! Yippee! And he's like jumping over the roof. It's a cartoon. I'm like, then Spider-Man's on the street and he's fighting some people. It's a cartoon. You can't even have people on the street fighting. You get superheroes actually duking it out. Batman did it all the time. Zap, bam, pow, and all this stuff.
Well, Tim has been so patient that when he starts, I'm going to actually make notes now. I'm going to make notes.
Tim's like, I know Tim's thinking I'm done with this.
All that.
Tim is done. I know. Go ahead, Tim. Come on. I'm reading these comments and I can't help it.
All right. The first film I'm going to talk about that I saw is Tokyo Joe. He got it right. It's a mid-50s film that Bogart's company made itself. It was an independent film. It's set in Japan. It's just after World War II. He's trying to go. He owns property in Japan. He owns a bar in Japan, and they don't want him in Japan. You're not sure why, but they give him 60 days, and you better not take any longer than that. And so there he is. He goes back to his bar. But what he's really there for is to reclaim his wife, who has since divorced him and remarried, but he doesn't know this. And it's basically Casablanca. He's except this time he really wants the woman, and then Casablanca he kind of lets her go.
Could you put that into words which even Caesar could understand?
I'm sorry, I couldn't. I wanted to put that in somewhere.
It's
So
a
you're-
very
so Tim-
complicated.
Tim, so what you're saying is back in the good old days, films were still borrowing from other films, right?
Yeah,
There we go.
It's
the cherry pick.
Like I said, there's only 7 films.
Yeah, they had bad days there. They were worse. Yeah, they had school
just
shootings.
wanted to confirm it from Tim. I just wanted
Wait a minute, no. Yeah, they had.
I never said
I'll
that.
mute you.
The only reason I don't.
Yeah, they had school shootings back then. They were a lot less. Yes, people occasionally did this and that. A lot less often. Yeah,
I don't get anything else.
Anyway.
So Tokyo Joe, it's okay. It's really it's no Casablanca, but it's worth watching. I'm glad I watched it. It was filmed well, and it's cool to see Japan in the early 50s, and the whole thing is filmed in Japan. So it's
on location, Tim? Did they actually go to?
Yeah, it's all filmed in Japan, or at least a lot of it is. Some of it may have been filmed in Hollywood, but a lot of it is actually filmed in Japan.
Probably the exteriors are filmed in Japan. The interiors are probably filmed.
Yeah, but there's a lot of exteriors in this. I mean, a lot.
Right.
So
that's interesting.
So it's an interesting film. I wouldn't say it's a great film, but I'm glad I saw it, and it is available on YouTube if anybody wants to watch it.
Well, I know that there's no point in tourists going to Tokyo now to look for locations that were used in Tokyo Joe, because that city apparently is flattened and then rebuilt, and then flattened and rebuilt the entire city every 5 years. It seems to me. I learned that from Tokyo Brian.
Yep. Okay, next film I saw is nothing but a homage, and so is the one after that. I watched Murder by Death, Neil Simon's Murder by Death, with Peter Falk and a whole bunch of other people. And this film, this is funny. I don't know why this film doesn't get more, isn't talked about. This is as funny as Airplane, and it's Airplane kind of humor, and it's as funny as Airplane. And I don't know why it doesn't get in the same league as Airplane, because it's hysterical, and it's the 7 greatest detectives ever, and they're brought to this mansion to solve a murder that hasn't happened yet. And Truman Capote's in it, which a lot of people thought Truman Capote can't act. He shouldn't be in this movie. And he's the guy that brought them all there, and he's the guy that got murdered. And then they got to figure out who murdered this guy, and it's really funny. It's just a really funny, and of course Peter Falk is playing Humphrey Bogart basically, and they're all playing, Philip or what's his name? Why can't I think of the Thin Man is in it, and
William Powell.
No. It's actually David Niven playing him. None of the regular people are here, but that's the detective,
Right.
And
well,
and you
I
got
saw that
is in it. I saw that when Bro is in it.
I saw that when it first came out, and if I'm right, I saw it the same year I saw Taxi Driver, so it must be a 76 film, 1976. That it came out.
Yeah, it's about 75 or 76. So yeah, it might not have come to England till a year later.
You might have got it a year later or something like that. Or
yeah. But anyway, funny film. So then, because I watched that, I watched Cheap Detective, which is sort of the follow-up. Neil Simon again wrote it. Peter Falk stars in it. He's definitely playing a Humphrey Bogart character, and this film just takes the plots from the Maltese Falcon and all of these sort of Bogart films and just puts them all into one thing. And again, very funny film. Peter Falk is great, and it's worth seeing. And I don't know why more people don't know about and talk about these films, because they're great. And I don't have a lot else to say about it, but it's worth seeing, and it should be seen. Now I'm going to change genres completely and talk about an independent film that got made in 2004, 2005, 6, maybe something like that, and it stars Nick Nolte and Maggie Chung. It's a film I never heard of called Clean. This was great. This is the best film I'll see this year. This is fantastic. If you can track this down, track it down. Maggie Chung plays the girlfriend of this aging rock star. By aging, he's just in his 40s, but he's still trying to stay on top of the game, and he's made a new album, and it's not great, and he knows it's not great. And they're both junkies, and they fight constantly, and his manager hates Maggie. That's his wife, and the rock star's estranged from his parents, and they get in this big fight, and Maggie goes out and scores and shoots up and spends the night in her car in this parking lot, comes back to the hotel where they're staying, and it's surrounded by cops and everything, and her husband is OD'd. And a lot of people are blaming her for it, but she didn't do it. She had nothing to do with it. So now she's on her own. She's used to this rock and roll lifestyle, and now she's didn't have a nickel to her name, and she winds up going and seeing Nick Nolte, who is the guy's father, and his wife hates her, and they've got a son, and Nick Nolte and the wife are raising the son because she's a junkie, and it's about her life getting clean and straightening herself out. And I think it's one of Nick Nolte's best performances. Maggie Chung it says right there, is perfect. It says so right and no, it's not a feel-good movie. It's by the same guy that made Irma Vep, which made me go watch Irma Vep again. Who was actually in Irma Vep, I found out watching it again.
Maggie Chung,
he's a French guy. This is a film made in France, by the way, and so is Irma Vep. They're both French films, but it's in English. Most of this is in English. But the great thing about Maggie Chung is an actress and as a person. She was born in London, moved to China, and then moved to Hong Kong from there, and now lives in Paris. So she actually speaks French, English, Chinese, or Mandarin and Cantonese fluently. So she's a great actress for this kind of film because she speaks all these languages in this movie.
Nick
anyway,
Nolte,
great film. And Irma Vep, interesting. Irma Vep, Maggie Chung is Irma Vep is vampire tangled around.
And Nick Nolte's always been a favorite actor of mine since Rich Man, Poor Man. I think
I was going to say that's his best film.
No, Affliction is his best film. Affliction. You gotta see that one.
No, but he's great in this because he's got the kid to look after and his wife who's dying of cancer, by the way. He's still trying to look out for Maggie too. He's the heart of the film, which you don't expect Nick Nolte to be the heart of the film. He really is. I think
that better be a good movie. I tell you, after all that better be a good movie.
I love that movie. I absolutely adored it.
You never know what's out there, man. You never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, wow, that was it? Well,
yeah, that's it. 5 movies.
Well done. We got time for just 30, 40 more questions because I got nowhere to go. Actually, I do, but and I know the meatloaf's not going to be ready by then. But,
one of the wonderful articles in this special issue about The Haunting has nothing to do with The Haunting, but it's a guy who's a famous horror novelist called Stephen Laws, who also does DVD commentaries a lot. And he knew the actress Barbara Shelley for about 25 years. Barbara Shelley was the leading lady in Dracula, Prince of Darkness,
sure.
The Gorgon, Catgirl. I mean, up until 1967, she was in Quatermass and the Pit. She was a fine actress.
Doesn't mean the lady that couldn't get a word in edgewise when Christopher Lee was being on the commentary track.
Yeah, she was there in the country, but she adored Christopher Lee, though. I think she had a secret crush on him. So So it's all about. Hey, John. Hi, John.
John!
So it's all about his friendship with Barbara Shelley, which continued after she had a stroke. And it's I was in tears in the back garden reading it. It's beautifully written tribute to her, with lots of revelations, a secret affair with Jeff Chandler until he died, which scarred her for life, and possibilities for publications that were not followed through. So I'm now in correspondence with that writer of that article, who is the novelist, trying to get these unpublished interviews with Barbara Shelley that she wouldn't allow to be published in her lifetime, coupled with Stephen Law's own reminiscences for 25 years being a friend of this woman, all through her decline and all through the period where she thought there wasn't much left to live for. And then he started taking her to conventions, such as the ones in Manchester, the fantastic film festivals. And it was a revelation to her that there were so many fans who adored her films that it kind of gave her a new lease of life. So it's an enormously moving article with a lot of revelations about that actress. So that's the standard of Little Shop of Horrors as a magazine.
Yeah, it's a great magazine. No argument for me.
Yeah,
very good.
There you go.
Listen, John, thanks for joining. But I did send. I saw your name earlier, and I put a link up. I don't know if you saw it earlier.
Yeah, I was eating.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, if you're going to eat, if eating is more important than coming up here, then you've only got. Man, I'll tell you, man. This guy better fix this, man. I'm not going to pay $2,300 for this. The last 3 fucking weeks afterwards. Anyway, anyhow, no. Back to our show.
Well, I think your mood has noticeably upped, Joe, in this broadcast. You're sort of getting a lot of more energy now.
I don't know. I'm trying, but
by the way, this is not open, but cheers. I got one of these.
Cheers, John.
I'm not drinking this right now. Okay.
All the best.
Oh, come on, John.
All the best.
Water.
It's too early for me. It's too early. I'll save it for later.
Take some ibuprofen. A, I can't take ibuprofen, and B, it's only a temporary mask. What I want to know is how to stop it permanently for the rest of my life is what I want to know. Anyway, John, so did you have stuff to show us or something?
You know what? I'll show you. I'll talk about one movie here that I saw maybe
because we got about 13 minutes.
Okay, I'll make it quick. This Valley of the Dolls, 1967.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you know,
yeah, sure.
It's a fun movie. It's supposed to be. It is a serious movie. You know, the acting's a little over the top, but it's still a fun movie to watch. You got Sharon.
Plus, it's on the greatest genre of all time, the Criterion Collection.
Right. Now this is DVD, not a Blu-ray. It's not a Blu-ray. Yeah. So you got Sharon Tate in here. You know, she's great to see. And Patty Duke. And also the soundtrack with Dionne Warwick singing the soundtrack is beautiful, you know. But I saw this recently and I enjoyed it. You know, it's about 3 women trying to succeed in show business in New York, and Martin Milner's in this also. You know, Martin Milner, he's in this. He's dating. He's
12.
Pardon?
Madam 12. Other things.
Yeah, from Madam 12. So, you know, I get a kick out of it. It's a good movie to watch. I enjoy it.
What does Dionne Warwick sing in it, John? Do you remember?
What's the name of the song? The soundtrack. God, what is the name of the song?
She sings the title track.
Yeah, you're right. Valley of the Dolls.
Right. I don't know that. I don't know the song.
Well, you know, Dionne Warwick has a beautiful voice.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Burt Bacharach stuff she did.
Yeah.
I used to have screwdrivers when I went to the clubs.
Screwdrivers are fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, so there you go.
Cheers to screwdrivers.
Cheers to screwdrivers.
Cheers to a pale ale.
All right.
Yeah, so anyway, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, just don't bother with the sequel, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, that one is interesting.
I love Beyond the Valley. It's not a sequel, but I love it.
No, I know it's not.
That is a weird movie to see, though. It is weird. Yeah,
it's got the same number of syllables as Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
No wonder I thought of that right away. And the first thing that came into my mind was that actually.
Once you've had two ciders, you get weird connections. So I don't know what your excuse is.
What is the alcohol content in that beer? 4D?
8.5%.
That is strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One. Only because I'm into it.
Yeah, mine's only 5, but I do have one called Dragon's Milk that I like to drink, which is 11.
Whoa, 11%.
Yeah.
Dragon's Milk. What a great name,
Yeah.
Dragon's Milk.
Yeah.
5.5% on this.
I hope this isn't going to set a new precedent here on the show.
That's true about the changeling. That's true about the changeling. Yeah.
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 All right. So anybody got Tom and specifically, you got a James Gandolfini performance that is a great favorite performance that isn't Sopranos?
Yeah. It's called Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt. It's one of his last performances before he passed.
You're doing well, Joe. If you've kept up with the chat all this time with 2 drunks on your hand, you're doing very well.
Oh, I've skipped. I have to skip a lot of comments too.
Yeah, thank God Joe is sober.
It's not the baby. That's not a clip of a baby. It is Spanky McFarlane from the Little Rascals, a classic character. Spanky. You always say the baby. That baby clip is. Oh man.
Are you at the end of the chat now? I can't see the chat. I only see.
You can't see anything. Roll that hooch. Yeah, it's all Tom's fault. See,
I'll take the blame. I'll just keep it coming. I'll take it all, guys.
That's why he wants to see this Supergirl. I use the term.
Oh, please.
And an unattractive looking Supergirl too, I think, in my opinion. But that's all a matter of personal taste. Why does she need to be attractive? She's no Helen Slater.
That's got nothing to do with the character of Supergirl, whether she's attractive or not.
I'll be the judge of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And Payne, that's wonderful. It's wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, cheers to Joe.
To Joe's teeth.
Yeah.
To Joe's teeth.
Teeth.
Well, to all of them. Here you go.
Oh man, it hurts. Sick of it. Anyway,
it must be going on for quite a while because I gave you a shout out on Rachel's Ghost when I had Marathon Man as the background poster. That must have been 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe.
Sure.
So you've been putting up with that for a long time, Joe.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Hey, Joe, let me show you something if you got a second.
I got about 7 minutes, sure.
Okay, maybe I don't know if you can see this. See that?
Creature of
Black Lagoon. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. That's a reproduction.
Yeah.
Still beautiful.
Yeah.
Still beautiful.
Yeah,
it probably cost you about $100,000 if it was original.
Oh, yeah. That was I don't know. I forgot. I bought it such a long time ago. But yeah, I love that movie and I love the poster.
Yeah, I love Julie Adams.
You have stuff like that in your home environment. It lifts your spirit, man. It lifts your spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep your toys surrounding you. Posters.
You got to keep it all around. Yeah.
Well, John, I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers.
What do you think, Tim? Oh man, I don't know.
4D man, are you a soccer fan?
Well, bear in mind, Joe, that I lived my life in the past, so I'm a soccer fan up until the early 1970s. After that, I start to leave it behind.
Okay. Are you a fan of Arsenal?
I knew about Arsenal up until the early 1970s. I've got no idea what's going on with them or any other team now. I really do. Sometimes people don't believe me, but I really do live my life in the past.
Well, so do I. I watch old movies, old TV shows, music from the past.
Yeah.
I live in an old house. My house is, I don't know, 80 or 100 years old. It is old.
Whoa, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's an English Tudor cottage home.
Well, yeah, this house is about 100 years old. So I'll drink to that, Joe. Cheers, man.
Hey,
Cheers.
there we go.
Hey,
Cheers.
there we go.
I think I better end this pretty quick. Otherwise, he's going to fall down.
Oh yeah, I prefer, like, another thing I like are classic cars. You know, I love old classic American cars, or even an MG or a Volkswagen. I love those classic European cars.
Yeah, and my favorite horror film would be 1957 or maybe 1960.
Mhm.
So and my favorite everything is probably around that period.
Yeah. You know what? My first car was a 57 Chevy. Okay. And I bought that back in the 70s for $500.
Why are you telling me this? I'm not interested in your life story.
But anyway, the car,
You know what, John? Even in my teens in the 1970s, I preferred older women.
well,
Hey,
Yeah.
the older women.
Me
Hey,
too.
listen.
Me too.
Cheers, older women.
My
Cheers.
girlfriend is 12 years older than me. So yeah. So
Oh, you
Okay.
got it made,
Cheers.
man.
Cheers to Tom's girlfriend. There you go. Cheers.
there
cheers.
you go.
All right. I think on that note, I think I better be thinking about ending this. Well, I know you guys are still halfway reasonable, I guess. Yeah.
You did good,
well-
Joe. You did good, Joe, keeping up with all that.
Well, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.
Ain't what it ain't.
That's one of my quotes. You should watch what is it? Watch a Mikey Arugula video and take a shot every time he says the word item. This is a very rare item.
That guy, Mike Arugula, has got energy to burn from what I see.
Yeah, he's something,
Loads of
man.
energy, yeah.
Or our friend Matt Street. Matt Street, I love you, but every time he says the word "folks," take a drink.
Matt Street, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do
Folks.
that.
Every time I complain about something, take a drink.
Oh, well, we'll never be sober then.
Yeah, well,
That's right. Okay, so we drink to our legs. Ah!
Hey,
Hey, there you go.
say, why didn't you tell me you had two legs?
You didn't ask me. Does Tim consume alcohol?
not anymore. Long story, but no, not anymore. But I used to. More than my fair share.
I like Tim's reflective energy. He's very reflective, is Tim. It's a very particular kind of energy that he's got.
Every time Tim is silent for more than 2 minutes, take a drink.
Hey, Joe, you watch Frasier, right? The show Frasier.
Yeah.
So there's this one episode where Martin, Frasier, and Niles are watching Antiques Roadshow, and every time they mention vinyl veneer, they take a drink. Vinyl veneer, something like that, and they take a drink.
Yeah.
It's funny, Vinyl
It's
veneer.
funny.
Yeah.
We just saw that one recently. We're up to season 7.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to take a pee, so don't close the show, Joe.
No, we're gonna go now.
No. He's got to pay the water bill.
He's got his own live stream to do.
Once
That's you call that
you
the
open
other
the
stream.
tap,
Right.
you do
I got news for you. I say folks also. I use that word, folks. Say folks.
Yeah.
Not maybe not as much as him, but I haven't seen Cheers in a while, but I think I like it better than Frasier.
I like Frasier's.
Cheers is better
I
than
don't.
Frasier. Cheers is better.
I don't know.
What I'm
Frasier's
finding
not-
about Frasier is I like the characters and with 7 seasons in, and I like the characters and I like a lot of the funny moments, but I very rarely say that was a great episode. Like I like moments in them, but I don't say that episode is classic. That's a great episode,
certain episodes are better than others, but I think the dialogue, the good writing on the show, and the actors deliver their lines very well, and they're great actors. They're all great. The late John Mahoney, he's gone now, but he was great as Martin Crane.
Well, he's the best because he's cool, and the other guys are nerds. It's great.
Exactly. That's the thing. You know, they're Niles and Frazier. They're supposed to be very educated and cultured, and but they're so screwed up. And where Martin is just down to earth, a retired policeman. He's the one that has the most common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you've just been talking about Frazier, so I'd just like to do a shout out to Lilith, who was so sexy. That lady.
Yeah,
so
when she's got her hair down and she's wearing skimpy stuff, it's not bad.
Absolutely.
How about Daphne?
Who's Daphne? Wasn't she in Scooby Doo?
No. She needs a
little more meat on her though, but she's all right.
Yeah, but Roz is the one that's
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lilith has a dark energy, and that was always what I went for. Lilith has a darker energy.
It's now been about 2 minutes since Tim said anything, so you can take a drink.
Hey, here's the Tim.
Absolutely. Here's the Tim. Cheers,
Well, this has been a lot of fun, guys, but we're at the 2-hour mark, so I'm going to say thank you, everybody. John, maybe if you want to, not eat, you know what I mean? I have to wait. We all got to wait to eat. It's a joke.
I'm very comfortable here in my.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start adding that to the tooth. So I'm gonna eat tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So it's been lots of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And get those movies watched. I got a ton of movies. I don't know why I bought them. Jesus, why did I buy these?
Yeah. Anyway. Watch a movie, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers from Heatwave.
We'll talk soon, everybody. Right.